Live.
All right, I think we're live.
We are live. Wow, that was quicker than usual. What's going on, guys?
Hello, everybody.
Will Witt here, joined with Amala. How you doing?
I'm doing well today. How are you doing, Will?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Still a little bit sick, but we're getting a lot better. Over the weather. Guys, we got some good stuff for you today. We just wanted to come on and chat with you all and talk about some stuff that's happening, as well as show you a video, which I think we're going to hop into first because I think it's the most interesting thing. So hopefully people are starting to join the live. If you're here on YouTube, Facebook, make sure that you're following us on YouTube and Facebook and on Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms, TikTok even, because big tech censorship is a thing. And if one platform goes down, it's important that you're following us on everything so that, you know, you get a very... what's the word I'm looking for? Full scope of our content, because we post things on Instagram that we don't post on Facebook, things on YouTube we don't put on Twitter, you know, all sorts of different cross promotion stuff there. So definitely make sure you're following us, and make sure you're following me and Amala on social media too. All right, let's get into this video, shall we, Amala?
Yeah. Do we want to describe what this is before we just put it upon these people?
I don't know. I kind of just like throwing you guys into it and seeing what people think. This
okay.
Well, you'll see the title if I don't know if the video's up on the screen yet. Taylor.
Should be.
The video's up. The video is titled Trans 102.
You're in for a ride.
You're in for a ride.
You are in for a ride. We have sort of seen this beforehand, and boy, was that a roller coaster. So we're gonna take you guys along for this ride and see how you feel about it.
See, I'd like to wait to watch videos with people that I react to.
Yeah.
But when it's these things like this, I have to proof it.
Exactly. You never know what you're going to get, ladies and gentlemen.
I never know what I'm going to get, so I have to make sure. Okay, let's start this video. Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear this. School.
Being a teen can suck.
You are not wrong.
It's even harder if you're not a girly girl.
Or a jock. Or pretty much anything that anyone else considers weird.
And puberty...
When I was going to say, what were you like in high school?
In high school, so when I was younger, like middle school, elementary school, I was a super tomboy, and that was fine. I was never bullied or anything. It wasn't a problem. I was just a girl who liked doing things that boys like to do. And then high school, I sort of came into more girly fashion, makeup. What about you?
Are you sure you're not trans? You never know.
Yeah, no, I was never confused as to what my gender was, even though I liked boys' things. What about you, Will?
That's fair. I was... My first part of high school, I was very nerdy and shy. And then my second half, I was a jock.
Okay.
Even though I was 5'8".
What sports were you playing?
Oh, lacrosse.
Oh,
the most masculine sport on the planet.
Jock, ladies and gentlemen, wink, wink.
That is a jock. Anyone in here who's ever played lacrosse knows that lacrosse is the most masculine sport. It's like hockey, but on grass. Do you think hockey's a masculine sport?
I do think hockey's a masculine sport.
So why isn't lacrosse a masculine sport?
I don't know.
It's the exact same thing.
There's just something about lacrosse.
Yeah.
That says I take 2 hours to do my hair before I play this game.
That's exactly right. You take off your helmet and you look sick. All right. Anyway, they were talking about being weird in high school. I was pretty weird my first part of high school, and I think that's okay. Doesn't mean you're a different gender.
Yeah, no, I definitely was too.
So imagine knowing you're a boy when everyone else tells you that you're a girl.
Or knowing you're
Okay.
Or a bit of both.
90% of trans students were harassed because of their sexual orientation or expression in school.
A third of them report hearing negative.
Okay.
Well, I don't want people to be bullied. Okay, I don't want you guys to bully people. But if you're wearing this outfit, I mean that's
that's grounds.
That's pretty terrible. That tie with that sparkly thing, you know, nothing to do with your sexual orientation, okay? It's just that outfit.
No, but I just heard so many options. They said if you're a boy who was born a girl, or if you're a girl who was born a boy, or if you feel like both, or if you feel like neither. Can you explain that to me?
No, I can't.
Okay,
I
because
can't. I don't think I think they lose a lot of track on this stuff as well.
Okay.
A third of them report hearing negative remarks from school staff.
But it doesn't have to be that way.
Often, all it takes to stop a bully is one person standing up.
Sometimes, all it takes to save a life is a little bit of kindness.
We're not just trying to make school a safe place for trans kids.
But for all kids.
Because we all have gender.
Or...
I was going to say something real quick.
Sure.
I just want to say that, like, they're talking about, like, it only takes a little bit of kindness to do this. some of these leftist people are some of the most mean-spirited, horrible people I've ever met. I mean, you go on my social media, you say anything, like you say something like, I don't agree with Drag Queen Story Hour or something like that. And the people on the left, they don't believe in this kindness thing anymore. They are
So
horrible, evil, and mean to you for having a difference of opinion. So
Yep.
they only want you, they want you to be kind to them and appreciate their lifestyle and the way that they live. But then if you have a difference of opinion, they have no sympathy left for you.
Yeah, the road certainly doesn't go both ways. And when I was working on the left, that was a huge part of what made me sort of turn around and become a conservative, because I would go into work every day and there was so much hate in this space, so much bullying, so much like blatant racism and just pure hatred. When I tell you pure hatred. And that really made me wake up and question what I was doing, because it was this side that claimed to be tolerant, that claimed to be loving, that claimed to be accepting, but everybody was so angry and so mean. And you don't find that with conservatives whatsoever.
No. I mean, I've met some mean conservatives.
Well, sure.
But if you're mean as a conservative, you're probably not a real conservative.
Yep.
Conservatives should be nice. That's part of what we are. And I will say that's somewhat part of why we lose, because we are so nice to everyone. But
That's true.
maybe, I'm not saying we should be more mean, but maybe more aggressive on things if we actually want to win.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. She's got 2 clementines right here. I'm a big fan of clementines.
Me too.
Much better than oranges.
The cuties.
Yes.
Gender fluid, gender queer, gender non-conforming.
And it's not just trans people that are targeted for it. Not to mention, some boys wear dresses. And
That they do. Boys do wear dresses. That is true.
Yes, it is true. Not, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Styles, and you know, it used to be cool to wear a dress. You know.
You know, the way that I feel about it is that it's totally okay if that's your choice to do it, but don't tell me that it's a normal thing that most guys do, because they don't. And don't tell me that it's masculine, because obviously it's not, and that's why everybody's making such a big fuss about it, and that's why people are looking at you, because it's not a traditionally masculine thing to do.
It's not. Excuse me. A little burp. Listening to this. It's not like people say that it's like embracing a new style of masculinity. That's not true. Like what you're doing, just because you're a man and you're doing something different doesn't mean it has anything to do with masculinity. It means that you're embracing your inner femininity, which, you know, okay, that's fine, I guess, but that's not masculinity. Doing things that aren't masculine isn't redefining masculinity. You're just embracing femininity. So when men are doing all these different things that I find I would not ever do, it's not masculine. It's very feminine. Do your feminine things, but
Exactly.
you know.
The same thing goes for women who choose to be more dominant or choose to take more masculine roles or do more masculine activities. Don't sell it to other females as if it's something that a feminist would do or something who is embracing their femininity would do, because it's not. You're embracing masculinity. You're embracing masculine energy or masculine activities. So don't lie. Just tell the truth.
I don't like liars. And this girl said, girls like action figures. My sister, every time when I was a kid, I asked her to play with my, like, they were like animals, like animal action figures. She
Okay.
would never play with me.
Why?
I don't know, because she's so feminine, apparently. She doesn't want to play with animal action figures.
Well, can you turn the video volume up?
Yep.
Some people are commenting.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, everyone. Taylor here, by the way.
Oh, that's Taylor, guys.
Yes.
You remember Taylor.
You guys
Sorry,
looking
I
out
didn't
for you.
introduce you. Thank you. This is a good frame.
Have hang up about gender the way adults do.
School should be a place to learn, grow, change, and even experiment.
And here's a radical idea that could change everything.
Listen to young people.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Like,
You're meant to go to school to experiment and learn and do things like that, sure. But the idea that we're supposed to embrace what young people are at that age and they can tell us exactly who they are and they can dictate their reality is simply false. And that's a large part of what school is about, is putting young people in the environment with people who are role models, older role models, to teach them who they should be when they do grow up. Not for kids to go in and tell the teachers or tell their parents who they are, because kids don't know that stuff.
kids are so dumb.
They are.
Have you seen some of the stuff kids do? Some of the stuff that I did as a kid was I can't even explain. I mean, I was such an idiot. The things that I would do.
We all were.
Right?
We
Like
all were.
climbing on weird things, breaking things, I don't know. I had like a lunchbox. I would cut out my mom's pictures of Britney Spears and put in my Scooby-Doo lunchbox. You know, like I love Britney Spears. But it was like you do weird things as a kid. You're really dumb.
You do.
It's like to think that any of these people can decide what type of gender they are. They can't join the military. They can't vote. They haven't even gone through puberty yet. And they're telling you they're a different sexual preference. How screwed up is that? The stuff that the left has done to children when it comes to gender conformity and all these different things is the most abusive thing that's happened in America. 1 in 6 children, according to that Washington Post study, 1 in 6 children said that they identify as some sort of LGBT.
Yep.
I mean, that's wild. And a lot of people on the left, like I posted this when that article came out, and they're just like, well, it's because they have more representation now and they don't feel so scared to say what it is. And it's like, no, that's not it. They are being pushed. If you don't think that there is a radical agenda for this kind of stuff, I mean, I really think you're being naive. This stuff is being pushed in videos like this that we're watching and all over curriculums across the country.
It's so true. And kids are so malleable. Their minds are so malleable to what's going on around them. Like, what did you want to be when you were a kid, Will?
Oh, me?
Yeah. You just wanted to be Will Witt.
No,
Of
I wanted to be a zoologist.
You wanted to be a zoologist. I wanted to be a princess, and then I wanted to be an astronaut. And like a big part of what you want to be as a child is dictated by what you are exposed to as a child. And these kids right now who are saying I'm trans are simply because they've been exposed to that by their parents, and their parents push this narrative. I saw this guy on Twitter who told his little daughter about how boys can be girls and girls can be boys. And then all of a sudden this 5-year-old girl says, hey, Dad, I'm a boy. It's all about what you're exposed to. And there are parents who are pushing this fundamentally with their young children. It's crazy.
I hate it. I really hate it. It makes me scared to have children of my own.
They usually know exactly who they are and what they need.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't.
Isn't that kind of
amazing?
Yeah, amazing.
That's the video.
My goodness.
I hope you can go back to the full screen now, Taylor. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah, it took us for a ride, and we figured you would have to suffer through that as well. So we wanted to share that with you, give our perspective on it, because it's simply crazy what's happening to children these days. And the idea that children somehow know what they need is ridiculous. I would go around as a child. I would not go to the bathroom. I wouldn't drink water. I wouldn't eat. I would play all day. No, you need somebody there to dictate what you need to learn, who you need to be when you're older. And that's the job of a parent. That's the job of our educators. It's not to educate them on gender and all the options that they have to choose for their pronouns and things like that.
I would sit there on my couch and play Pokemon for at least 14 hours straight until the batteries die.
Right?
Like, that's what I did as a kid. Didn't do anything else. Taylor, let's shift it over. I think I'm exhausted of talking about trans stuff.
It is exhausting.
It's hard. It gives you burnout because it's like it's happening so much all over every day, and you're seeing it more and more, and it's like, what are we doing? You know, what are we supposed to do? It's a scary time, man. I'm like, I genuinely am at a loss for like how to fix that problem. That's like the most vexing thing to me, to be honest, like seeing the pushing of it on children, and it's like I don't know how to get in and fix it.
Yeah, it's particularly harrowing to think about innocent children who really don't know the full scope of the decisions that they're making, but they're being told that you're capable of making these decisions. In America, we don't even let kids go to the doctor without their parents, yet we're somehow allowing them to choose their gender and choose sexual reassignment and hormone blockers without parental consent. And people are pushing for that. That is insane to me. And yeah, it's a horrible thing to have to think about. And it's a tough battle to fight, because how do you fight that when you have parents who are simply raising their children that way?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Show them PragerU videos. Show them this live video.
Honestly.
Maybe that'll help them.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to this California thing. Guys, as a lot of you guys know, PragerU, we are located in California ourselves, so we focus a lot on California issues. And the census just happened, and there's going to be some realignment. Some things that I don't think were shocking to anyone who's actually been paying attention. Conservatives especially after my documentary. Taylor, maybe you want to drop this in the comments if you can. Fleeing California, which was my first mini documentary that I made with PragerU, that essentially was giving reasoning behind the fact that people were leaving California and moving to red states, right? They were moving to places where there were more conservative principles, more freedom. And now we're seeing this in real time with this reapportionment, according to this article. That's the word that they're using. It was kind of a hard word to say.
Yeah.
It's just spelled in an odd way, you know? But Taylor, are you on the view of the article?
Of course I am. Step ahead of you, buddy.
Thank you. Taylor
knows what
Taylor's
he's doing.
been doing this for what, 27 episodes now?
I've been doing this. I've been doing camera switching and article thing pulling up for one episode.
There we go.
Yeah.
Half an episode.
Yeah, he's already seasoned.
So I guess I did it the other 26 episodes. But Taylor's already doing a great job. All right, let's look at this. The winners and losers of reapportionment. You can see the screen, Amala?
Yes, I can.
Okay. The winners and losers of reapportionment. So these are states that gain seats. Biggest one by far, Texas, 38 seats. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. There's this graph on this one that I wanted to show you guys. This is another article about it. And it's like number of Californians who moved to each state in 2019. Look at that. Look how red that Texas is with how many people. 82,000 in just 2019. This is like a couple of years ago, I guess. But this is 82,000 people. Amala, if you could live in any state, where would you live?
I would go back to where I was, and that was Florida. So I sort of had the opposite experience of what we're talking right now. Instead of fleeing California, I came over to California to work for PragerU, and I left a nice big red state to come over to the blue state of California. And it's definitely been quite a culture shock. You can definitely tell the difference when you come to California and experience the actual culture here. You can tell you're in a blue state. So if I could go anywhere, I would go back to good old Florida.
Well, I am on the same page as you.
Yeah.
Oh, this stupid light keeps dying. Amala, why didn't you charge these? Just kidding. I did charge it. I fully charged it before this happened.
This was Will's responsibility, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, guys. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with.
People are complaining about how dark it is. So
are they?
Great job, Will. Yeah.
Well, listen. We had a whole light setup, and now it's not here.
Hashtag fire Will Witt.
No. Yes. Hashtag fire Will Witt. I've had quite enough of this torment from you guys. And we had a whole light setup, and then now it's like ruined. So we're just gonna. I guess we're gonna talk in the dark.
Yes.
We're gonna talk scary stories.
PragerU at night.
Scary stories about California in the dark.
But Will, what about you? You said Florida.
Yeah, I'll for sure move to Florida.
Yeah.
You know,
feels so different there.
The small business regulations, the annual compliance fees for small businesses in California is $135,000 a year. So couple that on to the lockdowns, which 60% of businesses in California closed. I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? Why would you stay here? Unless you're like filthy rich and you can afford to live here, or you're super poor and you know the government's just going to throw money at you. It's like, why would you ever stay? I mean, I guess the weather's nice, which is actually really, really nice. California has like the best terrain, topography, and weather in anywhere in the world. If it wasn't for all of that, I would for sure not be here.
Yeah, it's definitely sad to see a state that has so much potential for just free living go so wrong. So if you had to guess, the people who are leaving California, do you think they're just the conservatives who are leaving the state, or are they the leftists who created this monster leaving the state?
Well, it's funny because actually conservatives in California are leaving the state and moving to Texas. At least this is what the studies are saying. I'm sure there's some anomalies, but it's mostly conservatives in Texas conservatives in California are leaving to Texas and Florida, and then liberals in New York and New Jersey and Illinois are leaving for Texas and Florida. It's weird. It's like, I don't know why, but mostly in California, it's like, it's like all the conservatives are leaving, but in the other states, it's like liberals and leftists are leaving.
Yeah.
It's strange.
I mean, when I moved here, everybody was telling me, prepare yourself for what you're going to see when you go out on the street. And they were right, because I've never seen such a big homeless issue. I've never seen such a big issue with all these businesses being boarded up, closed, moving out. And people warned me, and they were absolutely right. So I don't blame people who are leaving this state. I just hope it's not the leftist who created the monster. And I hope they're not leaving to infect other states, because it would be tragic to watch Florida go in the direction that California is currently going in.
No, the Ron DeSantis, baby. That's my boy right there. Love that man.
Holding it down.
I know. Seriously, with the new big tech bill about banning people on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
You should have just lived in Florida. You should have stayed in Florida. You never would have got banned off TikTok.
Honestly, that shows my dedication to PragerU. Shows how much I love this place, because I would not be here if it wasn't for this job and if it wasn't for the people that I'm working with. So.
She's really trying to protect herself right now. Craig, I hope you're listening to this brown nosing.
I do have a brown nose. That is true.
That is true. Okay, look at this graph. I thought this one was important. I want to talk about this one too, because this one talks about, I think this is the right one. Let me see. While more domestic people are leaving the state, foreign immigration is still booming in California, which I think we know what that means. Lots of illegal immigrants still coming into the state, but not people from already living within the U.S. coming to the state.
Yeah.
People who grew up in California or have been in California for a long time are leaving, while illegal immigrants are continuing to come. I mean, a lot of the major cities here are sanctuary cities, as we know. They're fairly safe havens for illegal immigrants. The government takes care of them. We've seen them being shipped. We've been seeing them getting books from the president. I mean, all sorts of different stuff we've been seeing that's happening. I mean, this was kind of, oh, now my other light died. Nice, guys. Yeah, turn that one up, I guess.
Yeah.
I did a whole breaking news segment about how illegal immigrants are coming over the border with COVID and then being shipped to other cities in California. This was like, what, Taylor? When did we hit that piece? That was like, we did a breaking news piece. That was like 9 months ago.
That was Will Bit Live season 1 days.
Yeah,
seriously. Been a while.
That was a long time ago. But that was a really cool thing to break, because actually no one was talking about it until I put it out there, which was super cool. What was I saying? Was I just flexing on everything?
I mean, no, it's true. And boy, has it gotten so much worse. If any of you have been keeping up with what's happening at the border and the current border crisis that we are going through and are going to continue to go through so long as we don't control the U.S. border, you will see some really scary pictures. And it's just a sad state of affairs that the left thinks it's okay to tell these people to come into this country, that we're ready to take you on. And if anybody who has been to Los Angeles in the past few months has seen our streets, we're not ready for illegal immigrants. We're not ready for that. We're not ready. You should see the amount of American families who are struggling to make ends meet here in California, which is a big reason for why they're leaving. And you should see the amount of homeless people that are up and down these streets. We're not ready to take in illegal immigrants. And the left is making that okay and telling these families that, yes, we are.
1 in 5 people in California live below the poverty line. We have 50% of the nation's homeless, and we're still getting so many illegal immigrants. It's like, people want to come here legally, fine, but we can't take care of these people. I mean, there's no way that with our tax dollars we can afford this burden. I mean, especially with now raising the taxes in California and across the country. I mean, what are we supposed to do? Giving them free health care and all of this. It's just insane what's going on with that. It's really sad, because it makes it so that people who want to live out the American dream, want to create their own small business or just even have a job out here. You know, people want to come out here and be an actress and end up working at the Gap, you know, like even they can't go and afford their dreams at all. Like, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's sad.
And there's so much evil surrounding illegal immigration that nobody wants to talk about. And I was watching a video of Thomas Sowell talking about this issue, and he says, don't tell the American people that you have an immigration policy, because as long as you don't have control of the U.S. border, there is no immigration policy. And currently we don't have control of the U.S. border, and it's being subject to drug trafficking and sex trafficking and children who are being kidnapped and taken away from their families and used as bait going across the border right now. And nobody wants to talk about the crazy stuff that is happening to women and children at the U.S. border.
It doesn't fit their agenda.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't fit their agenda. Yeah, the stuff in California is pretty wild. We're pretty upset by it, and just waiting for PragerU to move to Florida. Miami, baby. Miami, I'm ready.
We're trying to change the state.
I'm Team Nashville over here.
Team Nashville. I was just in Nashville. I'd gone to Nashville before, but it was during the winter time and it was cold and I kind of hated it. And then I just went back 2 weeks ago, and then I also went to Chattanooga, and I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I experienced it. Have you ever been?
No, I haven't.
No? I'm a world traveler. I've kind of been.
Oh, yeah.
I've been to 45 out of the 50 states.
You're definitely a U.S. traveler.
This has just become flexing with Will. It's just...
Yeah, also, did you know how much I can deadlift? It's more than you.
I know how much you can deadlift, and I don't think you want me to tell that publicly.
No, I don't think you do. I actually can't deadlift that much. But I can do a lot of pull-ups. That's like my thing.
That'll be the next vlog, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Will Witt teaches Amala how to work out.
Oh my gosh.
I got in touch with a cop today.
We did. That is true. And what did he say?
He said we could do it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about is a ride-along with the police to kind of show you what their jobs look like on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, as long as they don't immediately tackle Amala because she's black. Yeah. I think we'll probably be okay.
I just immediately get arrested on film.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, this is not the outcome we were going for. Let's go. And speaking of not the outcome we were going for,
That's
Justin
true.
Bieber. Are we still on the screen, Taylor?
We're there now.
We're there now. Okay.
Perfect.
Justin Bieber is being accused of. Am I on the big?
You're big.
Okay, cool. I did it for the big. Justin Bieber is being accused of cultural appropriation over his hair again. Cornrows or dreadlocks, I mean.
Yep.
I see no problem with this.
I don't see any problem with it either, and it's a question
And
that
you, like,
I
kind
get.
of- are those
asked.
dreads?
Yeah, these are
Kind of?
dreads.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You were gonna ask
Sorry.
me if you could touch it.
Wow, I love your hair.
Yeah, so I get that question asked a lot. Do you think white people having cornrows or white people having dreads is cultural appropriation? And I absolutely disagree with that. I don't even believe in cultural appropriation as a phrase itself. I think if anything, you're appreciating other people's cultures and you're just seeing something that you like that aesthetically pleases you and you want to do that for yourself. That's totally fine. It's not a problem.
No, I think it's sick. And people who are parts of that culture think it's sick too. It's like they did that video with Katy Perry when Katy Perry wore that kimono and all those white liberals got so upset by it. It's white liberals trying to have their like white knight hero complex in their own heads and think that I'm such a savior because their lives are so boring.
Yeah.
They have literally nothing else going on in their lives. Like they think that they're doing something actually meaningful.
Yeah.
When you take out God, I mean, we're getting cultural, talking about dreadlocks and we get to this whole like socio-political, whatever. But like you take out God and you take out like actual meaningful stuff for people to do in their lives.
Sure.
Like they need some sort of thing to fill that void to give their lives meaning. And so they find meaning in harassing other people for cultural appropriation or canceling them for all these stupid things. And it's like they think that that makes them a better person when in reality it's just shallowness.
Yeah, people find all these menial things to be so angry about. And playing off of what you just said, I think a large part of that is this sort of lack of struggle that we have in our current society. We live in a country that is so great that people really don't suffer in America. And I know there are those that do, but these white liberals who are hopping online and talking about cultural appropriation and touching hair and black this, white that, they don't struggle. They have no struggle. So they search for it somewhere and they try to create these problems for everybody to attack and feel good about and pat themselves on the back. And it just happens every day. And that's why every day there's something new. And that's why I don't agree with this whole cultural appropriation thing whatsoever.
I know. He looks good.
I think it looks
Actually,
good.
doesn't. I mean, it doesn't look that good. I mean, he would look better with the more like
With
baby,
his normal hair?
with the baby look.
Yeah, with the bowl cut?
Yeah, the bowl cut. I used to have that look. When we were talking about what I was like as a child, I had that look.
Oh, you had the bowl cut?
Yeah, but my hair's like wavier. It's not that straight, so it like curls up, you know?
When I don't have these and I have a gigantic afro. It's
That's
huge.
cool.
It's
Just like Craig.
Just like Craig.
Have you seen
our
the pictures?
CMO, guys? We'll
I
have
hope
to
he's
pull them up
watching
one
this.
of these days.
Have you seen the picture?
I have seen the pictures of him, a white boy with a fro.
Yeah,
I think it's
sick.
awesome.
No, he looks really good.
I think it's awesome. I think something we don't talk about with this whole cultural appropriation thing is at the end of the day, it's just another effort to segregate people under this positive umbrella. If you're not allowing people to appreciate other people's cultures or appreciate styles from other cultures, ultimately you're just segregating and you're putting people into a smaller box. And I get a lot of black people who call me white for being a conservative and say, well, you should take those dreads out because you're technically white. You're not black. You're not one of us. And it's all an effort to just keep everybody in their individual spaces, in their individual boxes so that nobody intermingles. And it's really what the left claims to be against.
I don't know, it's like we just did this whole chat together, and I didn't feel very racist.
Exactly. Neither
Did
did I.
you?
No.
Don't lie to me.
Not an ounce of racism from you, Will.
Never. Okay? Never.
No. He has a gun underneath the table.
I'm making her say this. Guys, I think that's probably where we're going to wrap up today. This was a fun live, and I had a good time.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
We just wanted to keep you up to date and what's going on in the world. Pop culture, politics.
Yeah. There's a lot happening. There's always a lot happening. There's always something new to talk about when it comes to the left. We got a lot of stuff going on as always. Make sure that if you want to fight or help us fight in our battle against big tech censorship with Amala being banned, now reinstated on TikTok. Sign our petition. You can go to PragerU.com, check it out there. You can also make sure that you follow me and Amala on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, PragerU, on the same platforms as well. And really appreciate it, guys. All your guys' support makes it so that we can continue to keep these videos free. You can go to university, get an education for $200,000, or you can just watch me and Amala chit-chat here for free, and you'll learn probably even more. So
I think so.
I think so. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. We're going to see you guys next time.
See ya.
Peace.